This will tug at a lot of hearts today. We're diving into the tragic and chilling case of Lindsey Lowe, a young woman from Tennessee convicted for the deaths of her newborn twin sons.
It's honestly heartbreaking. She was just 26 at the time, and this case shook everyone because it combined secrecy, denial, and ultimately a devastating loss.
Right. She gave birth at home, in her parents' bathroom, completely alone. No medical help, no family knowing, just silence.
It's almost unimaginable. And after giving birth, she suffocated the babies and hid them in a laundry basket. The idea that she tried to silence their cries, it's haunting.
I keep wondering, what kind of mental state does someone have to be in to do something like that?
Well, her defense argued that she was in shock and possibly suffering from a dissociative disorder. They even brought in psychiatrists to back that up.
But the prosecution painted a very different picture, didn't they?
Totally. They emphasized evidence from her iPhone, searches about inducing labor, and, disturbingly, some involving pregnancy-related adult content. They said it showed she was aware and premeditated her actions.
The contrast is so stark. On one hand, a woman in denial. On the other, someone actively covering up.
And the judge didn't buy the denial defense either. He called her untruthful and selfish during sentencing.
He even quoted James Dobson talking about children being the true wealth of a nation. It felt like he wanted to make a broader point about society.
Definitely. And her sentence? Minimum of 51 years, even though technically she got 2 life sentences for the murders.
It's chilling to think her parents found one of the babies first, 2 days later.
That part always sticks with me. The shock her father described, just freezing after finding the body.
And calling a pastor before the police shows just how overwhelming it must have been.
It's like the entire family was living in a bubble of normalcy, completely unaware of the tragedy happening right under their roof.
Speaking of that, it's wild that no one noticed she was pregnant. Friends, family, even at a wedding just days before.
Yeah. Her sister even testified that Lindsey changed clothes in front of others and no one suspected a thing. They thought her weight gain was just normal fluctuation.
That really speaks to how deeply she was hiding this from herself and everyone else.
Or maybe how good she was at pretending too. Denial can be unbelievably powerful.
True, but even powerful denial doesn't explain everything. I mean, she made choices after the births.
Choices that ended 2 lives. Choices that had irreversible consequences.
You know, the defense talked a lot about how Lindsey was overwhelmed, how she panicked.
But the prosecution was sharp in reminding everyone. There were safe haven laws. She had options.
That's a critical point. She could have left the babies at a hospital, no questions asked.
And yet she didn't. And that's why the judge was so harsh.
Also, her letter to the judge didn't help her case. She claimed not knowing she was pregnant and even mentioned being date raped.
Which the judge said was irrelevant and didn't excuse anything.
It almost felt like he thought she was trying to manipulate the narrative.
I mean, after everything, she still expressed regret in court. She said she didn't understand why she put the babies in the basket.
But regret after the fact can't undo what happened.
No. And you could see that reflected in how the court and society at large responded.
Her upbringing seems so stable too. Church involvement, a college education.
Which makes the whole case even more unsettling. It didn't fit the usual story we expect.
Right. No history of violence, no drug abuse, just a young woman caught in a personal crisis.
It's a reminder that sometimes the worst tragedies don't come from monsters. They come from ordinary people under extraordinary pressure.
That's heavy, but true. It's easy to label people as evil and move on, but real life is messier.
Messier and sadder. And the real victims, the twin boys, never got a chance at life.
Absolutely. No matter how much we talk about mental state, guilt, regret, the ultimate loss is theirs.
And in a way, societies too. Like the judge said, children are our wealth.
Yeah. It's cases like this that force us to ask uncomfortable questions.
Like, how do we balance understanding personal crisis with accountability for actions?
And how can we better support people so they don't reach that point of desperation?
Important questions. Maybe no easy answers.
Definitely not. But conversations like this are a start.
They are. And hopefully by talking about it, by remembering it, we can prevent something like this from happening again.
Thanks for staying with us through this heavy episode.
Next time, we'll be back with another case that challenges what we think we know.
Until then, stay safe, stay curious,
and never stop asking the hard questions.